is Jeff. I've been gathering and analyzing data from NASA Select TV broadcasts for about 9 years now. I produced this film, first in a series, to enlighten you on what I found. It's been a lot of hard work, but I feel it was worth it. All of the video you're about to see is courtesy of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. I put it together in such a way as to hopefully tell each story as accurately as possible. This film represents my own opinions on the many anomalous objects we'll explore in the next 90 minutes or so. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to draw your own conclusions.
This event occurred in full darkness over the Pacific Ocean, east of New Zealand on 3rd June 1999. The astronauts had completed their assigned tasks aboard the station. The hatches between shuttle and the station were closed and sealed. Some 45 minutes later, the shuttle crew executed a series of maneuvers designed to boost the orbit of the complex. Whilst this was going on, something bizarre and unexpected took place. A surprising object buzzed past the shuttle station complex. It was very bright, very close, and exhibited a pulsating characteristic. The camera was set for infinity, and the object displayed a sharply focused, rounded outline. This tells us that it was quite a bit further away than just a few feet from the camera lens. Yet its brightness in the absence of sunlight strongly suggests self-illumination. The orb was seen over the same area of the Central Pacific Ocean in the last event. This scene is from Discovery's low-light payload bay camera during the orbital reboost maneuver. Technicians at Mission Control were monitoring how the rocket firings were affecting the solar panels. Quite suddenly and unexpectedly, a bright anomaly showed up. It was the first I ever found in NASA footage. It shocked me to the bone and inspired all the work I've completed since. This is the anomaly. And this is ice. Compare them, if you will. Here we have the anomaly repeated 3 times for you. Notice the sharply defined egg-shaped and the pulsating characteristic. Compare this object carefully with the ice chip you'll see later. At 10% normal speed, the shape and behavior of the anomaly become much more evident. You can see just how bright this thing is, too. NASA's snowy mask and the red-green-blue color cycling are also well in evidence here. With colors reversed, the way this thing pulsates becomes even harder to miss. When enlarged 200%, the egg shape of this object becomes obvious. %200% enlargement combined with reversed coloration. There are those who will say that the anomalous object is just another out-of-focus ice particle or fragment of debris. This is what a real ice chip looks like. Notice how dull it is, even in the floodlight mounted on the camera. Taking into account the facts of this case, I must conclude that a self-propelled, self-luminous object flew in close proximity to the shuttle station complex on 3rd June 1999. This object is obviously not associated with any publicly known Earth-based space program, so it must be something else. What? Your guess is as good as mine. No shortage of snow in this picture. As the scene opens, the first of two anomalous objects appears at bottom screen. This one remained more or less in view throughout the event. During the first part of its traverse, the camera was in zoom mode. The camera was then backed off, but the object is still in sight down there if you look carefully. This is where the camera was backed out. As it did so, we got our first glimpse of the second, brighter anomaly.
Atlantis is approaching sunrise as it approaches the Great Lakes area.
Remember that. Atlantis is approaching sunrise. That bright patch of light toward the right edge of our screen is Chicago, Illinois. The announcer has noticed the bright anomaly. Listen. Imagine his dilemma. What to say?
This a view of Chicago and also some...
Say something, quick.
Ice crystals or other items being illuminated by the rising sun. Atlantis moving into sunrise. In just about the next minute or so, as that occurs, ice crystals or water that's been dumped overboard from the shuttle is always illuminated in the close vicinity of the spacecraft. Again, that view of Chicago, though, and the shore of Lake Michigan.
Good one. Ice and the rising sun when the sun doesn't rise for another minute. You can't have it both ways. How about the attempt to divert attention? That view of Chicago, though. And
across the states of Indiana and Ohio.
The sun just rose for Atlantis. It's still nighttime on the surface, however. And let's not forget to concentrate on the states of Indiana and Ohio. Don't think about what just passed over Chicago. The anomalous part of the event is over now.
The pre-dawn Great Lakes region of the United States is seen from Atlantis at an altitude of 240 statute miles. Atlantis just now moving into sunrise. As it course takes it above Canada, it'll cross out over the Atlantic Ocean north of Newfoundland.
Caught him lying to the public this time, didn't we?